hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited this new reading for the month of March that I'll be getting out. And I wanted to show you, I have here this thing around my neck because I still have the remnants of a cough from the flu. And it's okay, it's all right. And so what I'll be doing this month will be to lay the groundwork with my picture postcards that I've used before, as how I use the tarot, and with the same positions. Then I'll be highlighting one side of the spread with this lovely tarot of the obscure fables that helped, that really served me well last month for the February readings. And I'll be highlighting one half. The other half I'll be using excuse me, I'll be using the VERA SIBILLA cards. And this month I'll be taking the runes that were given to me. They're onyx, and they're very heavy. They're very heavy, so I use them sparingly, but they're very grounding. Let's go off to the readings. Oh, before I go, thank you, new subscribers, for joining me, and a big shout out to my old subscribers for sticking with me. It's a pleasure. On to the readings. Hello, Gemini. Let me lower the voice so I don't have any. Okay, Gemini, we're here looking at you for the month of March. Gemini for the month of March. See what's in store for you, for Gemini, the month of March. Okay, I'll show you these cards. This is Tuileries Aspens. This is a view of woods, if you can see. The interesting part is you don't know if it's upside down or right side up. It's always, that's what my concern was always. Starry Night, Mississippi Queen by Waldron here. This is a Mary Cassatt, The Cup of Tea. Look at that detail here. Then we have this print. This was a print. The Mice Are Burying the Cat. Caricature. This is a caricature of Peter the Great's burial. And this is The Turning Road by André Derain. It's a Fauvism, avant-garde. Now, Gemini, you come into the month with a question of uncertainty, because you're thinking, do I understand what's going on with me? Am I in the right frame of mind to objectively understand, and objectively is a big word, ladies and gentlemen, but do I understand what I feel and what I see? Or is there something more? And you ask yourself and you think that perhaps there could be more objectivism, being more objective on your part, going out of yourself and looking and analyzing. And so there's a sort of, you feel like you're behind a screen where you're not sure what you're viewing is true or not, is real again or not. And the actions that you seem to take is are like this. All right. So you're there, Gemini. The month of March is rolling in, and you're starting to think, well, perhaps I've misunderstood. Perhaps there's something that I need to review again. And the way you go about that is to involve a lot of people at different levels. Okay. Different levels. You'd ask your friends, you ask your relatives, you ask your loved ones, you ask your outer circle of friends, colleagues you talk less with, different levels of people to try to get their take and you bounce off, if I could use that term, you reflect their concept, and their answers for you act as a reflection. Okay, this is the way you go about understanding. But there's always, you find that doing that, there's always something hidden. There's something that you just don't quite get because you're not being the one who is being asked. Now, the environment, you're trying, in the month of March, you attempt to get clues in everywhere you go, everywhere you look. You're in a I'll give you an example. You're in a department store, and you're a woman. You go and you're thinking, let me get a cocktail dress, or let me get a something to wear to parties that I don't have. You know, this collar's driving me crazy. and you look and you're trying to find things, and a garment sticks out, and you look at it, and in the pattern, you get an answer to one of the questions you ask yourself. And so it seems that everywhere you go and everything you do, you use to your advantage in that sense. You're avidly looking for clues and a key to unlock the answers for you. Your emotions here are quite complex. Now, on the one hand, you have an emotional state where there's business as usual, and you go about doing your regular habits every day, day in and day out. You know, you get up, you go there at a certain time, or you get up and go see friends at a certain time. You don't do anything. You do the same things, and that's business. I'm calling that business as usual. But as every day goes by, you feel that the burden you have is becoming heavier and heavier, because as days go by, you don't get the answers that you're looking for. And what is interesting for me to see as a reader, it's like that expression, I'm looking for the right woman, or I'm looking for the right man, but then I'll date. In the meantime, I'll have fun with all of the wrong ones, And what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing is, obviously you're looking in the wrong places for the answers, but we'll clarify that. The turning road. Now, there's an element of change the month of March, and it does come, and it comes towards the end of the month, and there's a point where you understand that, and it's very clear to you, it's crystal clear to you that there's a choice to be made, and behind that door of choice, door number 1, behind that door, you know that if you choose it, the change that you have to enact is going to be full of such interesting novelties for you, such exciting news, such very, very different experiences for you. However, the fear of going and taking that door is what creates the major tension in the month of March. You know that there's a change to be made. And if you don't, by the end of the month, you do get that idea, you do get that understanding. And let's take a look now at clarifying both the actions you take and how that's done in your environment. Let's take a look with the tarot here to see what they can add. Okay, now, real important things here. All right, look, seeing if you can okay, maybe this is better. All right, this is the 2 of Cups. We have the Emperor, and we have Temperance. Now let's just consider this a moment. Now the 2 of Cups is Venus in Cancer, and this gives us an indication. If we look at the Emperor is the Aries period, and the Aries period in the month of March starts the 21st of March. The Temperance card is Sagittarius, so it's at the end of the year, November 21st. So we have, if we want, in terms of timing, it would be like this. All right, we have the Aries, Cancer, and Sagittarius. But in truth, this is the way they present themselves. And there is in your midst, there is an underlying problem, an issue, a point of concern. You know, there's something eating at you. And it has to do with a contract. It has to do with an engagement. It has to do with a loved one. It has to do with a pairing up of with someone that occurs. However, you just met, or it was just, you know, mentioned to you. Look, I would like you to be a partner. I think it would be high time that we get together and do the work and split the earnings halfway. There's an offer on the table in March. You have to make the decision further on down the line. There's a date. There's a due date. There's a point of no return. You have to make it by that time. And now these are metaphors, of course, for universal time. I mean, we can talk about calendar time, and I am talking about calendar time, but in our mind, when a problem arises, it arises now. I'm not going to sit on it for months, obviously. It will seem like years if it's only one day. I don't mean to confuse you, but the issue here is that there is the notion of coming together for some reason, for a romantic reason, for a work reason, for splitting something, you know, the profits of something, for an inheritance that you have to divide up, but there's something on the table. Now, how you go about that, you know it's going to take time, and it will be taking time. It's going to last legally, if you're in a legal situation, until the end of the year before you get any news. But what you have to do now is take charge this month of what you feel, of your idea, how your stance, what we call a stance, your position vis-a-vis the other opponents or the other participants. Now, I'm going to take the Vera Sibilla over the emotional side. That, of course, emotions run high. Emotions are all over the spread here. But talking about your day in and day out, business as usual, but at the same time feeling weighed down and knowing that you have to make a change. Let's see what... Okay, yeah, well, business as usual. Here she is, Our Lady Costanza. Then we have the child Bambino, and then we have the lover, male lover, which is a female, could be a female as well, the l'amante. Now, this could also be a young person, I'm seeing a person around 40 years old who is in your environment. And this could be on the workplace or in a romantic situation, but that has an represents an emotional difficulty for you in your daily, in and out, you know, business as usual. This could be on the workplace. And what does this mean? This means that you're being requested to make a change this month. And the difficulty there is that you're not ready to make that change. You're not ready to make that leap. It's going to be a leap. Let me see what the Gemini, what the runes have to say. Yeah, change it is. It's going to, if there's no change affected here, Merkstave and three sets tells me you're going to be in for a tower situation, but the runes are telling you here, take your time. Don't feel pressured, because your invats, let's say the key, Otala Merkstave, is in fact the timing. Today, March, you have to be very certain about what your intentions are. The success depends on it. Success in this endeavor, this relationship, whatever it is, depends on it. In the immediacy of the situation, March is not a month where you're going to be talking dollars and cents, euros, yen, money. You're not going to be seeing it. It has nothing to do with that. The economics here, financial situation is on the back burner because it's all about decision making. You want to craft a decision, a move, a choice that has your name on it. And you want to do that as a surprise to others. You want it so they won't see you coming, and the element of surprise you're thinking and the runes are suggesting will catch them off guard. Very interesting is this Gifu here, because it talks about you not using, but you interacting with the persons in your midst, so as you can, it will help you make your decision, using strengths or weaknesses of their position to be able to strengthen yours. And this either in the workplace or in the strictly romantic realm. I'm having here, this is Hagalas. Now, when this rune comes up, it tells you, ladies and gentlemen, look, don't be superficial. Do not allow yourself to think in superficial terms. What you're feeling today was not going to be what you're feeling tomorrow. Take a step back and truly go within. Now, I'm thinking here to find what I'm seeing, and what they're saying is to find out what really matters to you. I will bounce off others. I'll use their strategies, their weak and their strong points for me to then create my stance and craft my next move. But this is telling me that your best asset would be to go within and be true to yourself when you make a decision and then make a move. Here I have Lagas Brightstave, and that tells me that no matter what the decision, the ultimate outcome will be, if you use plan B or you use plan A, it will be smooth sailing. So don't feel like you're in a bond or in a bind where your future is conditioned by the decision you make. Because here I see that it will be smooth flowing, either or, whether or. Now, I really hope, I feel exhausted after that. Gemini, I am exhausted. Okay, well, I hope this was of help to you, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste, and until we read together again. Bye-bye.